Hey everybody, Brandon here. This week what we're going to do for the blog, I wasn't actually sure what I was going to do the blog on, and I actually had an experience this morning that I guess I just wanted to share and talk about a little bit and get into a little bit of a movement, kind of exercise related to it. And I guess what happened was this morning I was actually getting ready in the kitchen, get my food out and kind of getting my food cooked up for the day and everything. And I was in the kitchen, somebody walked in the kitchen, and I think what happened was they startled me. But all I know is when they walk in, they said, "Hey, I don't want to scare you." And I don't really remember much of that. And what happened was like my back just locked up. Like I felt like, I don't know if you feel like you throw your back out, but it's just, for me, it's like that, I'll get that like shock where my back kind of it seizes up a little bit. And I've had it many times, throughout my life and here and there, but just in situations more when I'm doing something physically. Like one time I turned around real quick when I was in the car and, felt that. But I wasn't really bent over. I was just standing up at the table, looking down. And so anyway, but it got me thinking, like, what happened there? And the night before I'd actually been reading about, becoming more childlike. I mean, they're very just open, vulnerable, very sensitive, to everything, to the good, to the bad, to everything, but just being very open, very sensitive. And, I don't know, I'm still reflecting on the whole thing, but, I feel like there could be an aspect of us last night, reading about it this morning when I was meditating, is working on really just, trying to be more childlike, be more open. And then, that person coming in and kind of startling me was having this like physical reaction to it that, maybe I was a little bit more open, and it brought up some like deep fear or something, and had this physical manifestation of it where my back kind of seized up. And it's still, a little tweak. It feels like that when I've been exercising and I tweak it a little bit. But again, I didn't work out in the morning. I was just standing at the table pretty much upright, looking down, and that's what spurred it. So I don't know. So I guess just to, what I want to talk a little bit about was just touch the deep connection between our physical body and our emotions, and just even deeper, you could say spiritually or whatever, energetically, that how deeply they're connected. I remember years ago seeing a book, it was just titled Every Problem Has a Spiritual Solution. And to get spiritual, what does that mean? But you can even just say, again, our emotions are just something that's deep in us, so related. So just to always be looking at it. It's not just always physically. There's a psychological component to these things physically. And so, when these things happen, it can be a call to two things. We can start to disassociate from our body, which is just going to make the problem worse. We're not going to learn from it. Or it can call us to, this pain. Like right now, my back's just a little tweaked. It feels a little locked up. Not bad, but just a little bit. It can be a call to kind of come into my body more. I think it's a huge issue that we have in our culture. We're so disconnected from our body, from our experience, our somatic, physical experience. And so this can be a call for me, like, okay, get back in there and feel what's going on, and know that there is a connection, to my psychology, to my past. And so one thing, kind of relating this now to physically in exercise, is maybe people have heard of a closed chain exercise. It's typically something where there's kind of something solid on each end and you're exercising in the middle. Look at it as well as, talk about bookending things. Like if you're going to criticize somebody, maybe start with something, something that they did well, a compliment, a little, criticism, constructive criticism, and then end it again on a good note. And I just feel the wisdom in that, whether it's talking, psychologically, physically, there's wisdom in that. And so with this, relating that to my experience this morning, it was my T-spine, my mid-back, just right now, again, it just feels just a little, kind of like just locked up, not locked up, but just a little tense. So by being on my hands and knees, I'm creating a closed chain, and I look at it, it's giving security in front of my back, in front of my mid-back, below it, with my knees on the ground, gives it some security where then I can, it can feel, because I want things to loosen up. I don't want things to lock up and knot up and whatnot. I want it to stay loose. I want to work through this and let it kind of work its way out. But I need to be relaxed enough to do that. So just being on all fours here does that. And then from here, again, it's just, really, it's a call for me to come back into my body, feel what's going on. Again, link it if there's emotions coming up or whatever. But starting off again, I've done this in other videos and whatnot. Just rocking. It gets my hips moving, my shoulders as well, which are very important to have good hip mobility. So it helps to not have so much excess movement coming from my spine. So just start here rocking, and again, it's not asking much of my spine. It's supported on each side, and then and I can rock in circles. There's a lot of different things I can do here, but just really checking my back. I want it to relax and be fully supported, and and once I feel like right now, that feels totally fine. Don't really feel my back much. Then I can start to ask a little bit more of my back. I can start doing simple cat-cows, a yoga exercise. Just breathing out and breathing in. And just again, biggest thing is just paying attention. Notice how that's feeling. And then I can start to go side to side. And then from here, doing some simple, kind of putting those 4 motions together, those 4 points to create a circle, is doing kind of a cow here, going to the side, coming up, to the side, down, and going both directions, and just noticing what's going on in my back, how it's feeling. But again, one, physically, that's going to really support the healing. Is movement is healing. Again, it depends on the dose. I said this in a video before. Depends on the dose. As long as it's comfortable, it's not getting me tense, it's allowing me to move where I can not be in much pain at all, maybe feel just a little bit. Excuse me. But that movement is healing, again, as long as it's going to be relaxing things, letting things open up and move, and I'm getting more aware of that area. I'm bringing more awareness there. And again, I've said this in videos a while back, but where we put our attention, we bring alive. Also, that includes healing. So if I'm bringing my attention to this area, to my back and whatnot, I'm getting more information about it, and I'm allowing it to heal because I'm putting that attention, that energy there to heal it, and giving it this signal, again, having that closed chamber, on my hands and knees, and moving around that, okay, you're secure on both sides, we've got you, we kind of worked through this to heal. So anyway, again, just want to use the opportunity to have this morning. Back's just a little tight, but again, it's just when these things happen. I guess just to recap is one, I feel like there's always a psychological, call it spiritual, whatever component. There's more beyond just the physical. The physical is a result of our psychology, how we're thinking, spiritually. So to be open to that, and then really use these little injuries or whatnot. It's absolutely a call for us to progress, to learn more. So use that to come to integrate more into our body, not a reason to start to check out from the body, which can be easy to do. And then we're just kind of going down the spiral. It's just the lessons are gonna get harder. We're gonna have bigger injuries, more down the road. So to just slow down, come back into our body. And there's such a, it just feels good to do that, and such a benefit there. So, and again, this absolutely leads into our jiu-jitsu or martial arts training because, everyone's got different priorities for why they're doing it, but for me, it's about, exploring myself and bettering myself through that. So by doing this, by going through this, I'm going to be a better martial artist, better human being because of it. So thanks for joining us this week. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, suggestions down below in the comments. My name is Brandon with Silverback MMA. Thanks for joining us this week.